What is up, lads? So, I am pretty much done with the Crusader Kings series, and I do plan on making a review video in the nearby future to express myself in detail regarding the things that these games do wrong in general and why I lost my hopes for improvement throughout the years. But nonetheless, I still want to do one proper Crusader Kings 3 campaign for this channel, just as I did the same with Crusader Kings 2. So let me see. I have all DLCs enabled. Praised be Fit Girl. So yeah. So it will be a 10:16 start. And just as I did something wacky on the Crusader Kings 2 video, I will do something wacky for this one. I think I'm going to play Ireland, which is a fairly cliché option, but with a twist. I will actually play as the Norwegian ruler of Ormond. And the goal will basically be to unify Ireland under the Norwegian yoke. In fact, I will be inviting and installing Norwegian rulers for as my vassals. And yeah, game rules will have Iron Man enabled, so that I will not have any urge to cheat. And other than that, I will also have matrilineal marriages off, because I find them, in general, I find them something stupid and ahistorical. And I will also have generate families off, which will probably make the game slightly harder. So yeah, let's get started. So, seeing that my dynasty comprises of only me and my 0-year-old son, I should probably begin setting up marriages soon. So, for my wife, I think I'm going to pick her. It is pretty much the best alliance, one of the best alliances I can get right now. And she is also young and has relatively good skills. And if this was a rational game, you would expect that this would be quite a poor alliance actually, because of the ridiculous distance between our realms. But this is Crusader Kings 3 and there is water walking, so if we need to help each other, we can literally just walk through the sea in a straight line. Distance aside, you would also expect a renowned French count, who is a direct vassal to the French king, to seek a better alliance than a fucking vassal of some backwaters Irish lord. But the marriage AI is also pretty pathetic. But yeah. For my son, I will also get an marriage alliance with this count of the Holy Roman Empire. It is just as stupid. But in Crusader Kings 3 there are basically zero consequences to breaking marriage promises. So even if I end up changing my mind, I will still be getting 16 years worth of an alliance with this count should I need it. So this is the RPG tree that they added into the game, for better or worse, for worse in my opinion. And it appears that I already have the Overseer trait, and as a result I also have a good martial score, and I don't think I need anything more out of the war focus. I will go into the economic focus, and I will study economics, because apparently in order to blackmail people you need to study economics. This is something that we have to thank the Crusader Kings 3 devs about. In fact, the game is full of nonsense like that. For example, you need to study diplomacy and invest on your charisma in order to unlock the concept of having alliances without marriages, or to unlock the concept of being able to declare wars to vassalize someone. Most of these bonuses are utter nonsense. I don't know why they invested so much into this shit. So I find it pretty interesting that I am getting a minus 30 opinion malus with the Irish for having a different culture. I am pretty sure that this is much greater than the Crusader Kings 2 penalty. I wonder why they made it like this. So I am not employing a wet nurse, this is a thing apparently. I wonder if I will be able to employ my future wife on this position. And apparently I cannot, she is probably too proud for this thing. So yeah, I think I'm going to employ this Lathir woman because she has a very high health score, which I know because I am omniscient. So yeah. Another funny thing is that this bitch absolutely hates me, and the reason why she hates me is because she is jealous, and apparently the game believes that Catholicism and Irish Christianity are so fundamentally different religions that it justifies a minus 35 malus. And yeah, the game is full of little things like that that ultimately pile up and make the experience really silly. So apparently I can create an accolade or something, and yeah, this is just modifier bloat, like pretty much the cancer of strategy games. And Paradox just believes that this is the greatest DLC material ever. And why wouldn't they? I mean, the idiots buy this, so why not? So, as for my council, it is painfully average. I think that I will switch this guy with my steward. And then I'm going to fire these two guys because they are utterly worthless at everything. Another thing I noticed is that in Crusader Kings 3, marriage alliances are automatic. In 2, you actually had to negotiate them, but for 3, they probably saw this as too complicated for the target audience. So this guy is my liege, and I wonder if I fabricate a claim on him, will I be able to immediately get his county, or would I have to first declare an independence war? Anyways, that aside, I do think that the safer bet would be for me to first declare war on this guy. So here I have to choose between 75 gold and 350 prestige. This is actually quite the dilemma. I think I will go for the prestige because I only get 0.5 a month. I need my prestige mana, you see. So this Gigachad just arrived in my court as a guest, and he has some pretty good traits actually, but naturally he is quite expensive. So let me see if this interaction is still possible. So this is my mayor, he is quite worthless, and I could easily get another spy master to replace him. And apparently I won't say the word, but some person decided to have some like cow noises when you zoom in. I cannot believe like this team that designed the game is something else. Anyways, so I'm going to revoke his title, and I am fairly sure that this action will not invoke any tyranny because he is a lesser lord. In Crusader Kings 2 it absolutely invoked tyranny, but not in 3 for some reason, and he will accept, of course. So yeah, he accepted. Epic. And now I am going to infeoff this guest who would have otherwise wanted 90 gold to join me. And yeah, this is quite epic actually. So I made him my marshal. I also replaced my spy master with someone else, and yeah, my court is already looking in a far better position. So let me show you something, and part of the reason why I believe this game is so shitty. So I'm getting this event here, And the best option, in my opinion, involves a stewardship challenge, which normally gives me a 66% chance of getting a good result. But if I go to my wife right here and tell her to increase my stewardship stat, then the chance of the event succeeding immediately rises, which I find it so stupid. Unfortunately, I was unlucky, but you get the point. And I just received another really good guy. And this guy will actually accept to join my court if I marry him to one of my servants, which is epic actually. The previous one didn't think himself low enough to marry a commoner, but this one does. So yeah, this is another way for you to recruit guests without having to actually pay them. So I just got this event. My wet nurse apparently wants to... how can I put it? I guess he wants to not only nurse my son, I guess I could put it like this. But in Crusader Kings 3, basically every secret you ever have, including affairs, gets stored somewhere, and it is pretty much an inevitability that it will be revealed. So yeah, I don't think I will accept actually. I am also noticing this thing. What is this? Is this like the new plague effect? What the heck? Yeah, this is a plague. This is the cold humor flu. And apparently if you zoom in enough, it actually disappears. So yeah, that's another poorly thought design choice. Because some people constantly play at this zoom level. So yeah. So I just realized how fucked I am. Apparently this bumfuck Lord of Munster somehow managed to get a marriage alliance with France. So yeah, that's a little bit of annoying, to say the least. But yeah, good thing I went for Desmond after all. I will not go for the ducal claim because there is no way in hell I can attack Munster anytime soon. And apparently I cannot declare war because, as everyone knows, if you are in debt, you cannot declare wars. This is a historical fact. So I started a scheme to learn Irish. Perhaps it will help reduce my relationship penalty with them. Who knows? And considering that I will not be able to declare wars for the next 8 years or so, let me think. Can I actually convert? It will happen in 7 years. I can convert the faith from insularism to Catholicism. It's really funny how wrong Paradox got religious in this title. A religion in this title. Like, the distance between something like Irish Christianity and Catholicism is treated in the same level as the distance between fucking Christianity and Islam. It is ridiculous. So, consumption, which I presume cold humor flu means tuberculosis, is pretty close to my lunch. And I find it interesting that the entirety of the world, it just so happens to spawn near me. The exact same thing constantly happens in Crusader Kings 2, which makes me believe that the devs, because they want you to actually experience the disease rework that they designed, actually increase the chance of outbreaks happening on purpose, and they ensure that these outbreaks happen close to you, so you can get value out of this shitty DLC that they made. So apparently I got a free claim on Ossory somehow. I'm not sure how, but I'm happy about it. Plus this guy doesn't have any alliances, so once I get out of debt I will immediately go for him. And apparently the king of fucking Iceland is raiding one of the Irish kingdoms with 1,000 soldiers. Did Iceland even have 1,000 civilians at all back then? Like, these numbers are ridiculous. Completely disconnected from history. Imagine an Icelandic lord being able to raise a warband of over 1,000 men and 10 catapults and launching an overseas expedition to Ireland with it. Like, what the fuck? The logistics simply aren't there at all. But yeah, he's pretty much fucking shit up uncontested because no Irish lord can match these numbers. I wonder if he will go for my territories. That would really suck. So he did go for the territories of my liege actually, and I think I am actually going to raise my troops and try to help my liege, because if they go for me later on, that would really suck. So the battle already commenced. Hopefully I will not be too late. I'm leading it myself because I want the extra advantage. And yeah, we won pretty much. That's epic. So the battle ended and the army is already outside of our kingdom, and I'm trying to disband my fucking army, but I cannot because hostile armies are around. Like, Jesus, this game is just so shit. Can I do it now? No, I still cannot. Finally I can. So my wet nurse apparently ended up becoming a fornicator, which allows me to imprison her. But I will never imprison her because she has like she has a very high intrigue score. So yeah. So I finally achieved enough economics mana in order to unlock golden obligations, and I just remembered that I can actually use my spy master in order to passively discover secrets in other kingdoms. So yeah, I will do just that, and then I will be able to get ridiculous amounts of money with the golden obligations perk. As for the next focus, I'm not sure which one I'm going to pick. You can use the claim throne scheme against your leads. Epic. You need to study economics in order to claim the throne from your leads. Didn't you know that? If you didn't, now you do. We're learning history from Paradox, lads. We gotta thank them for this. So I just discovered that the Duke of Munster already vassalized Desmond, which was actually fucking impossible because of how shitty the political map is. Like, even you need to zoom all the way to here to even notice it. It's ridiculous. Holy shit. Like, I'm sorry if I'm being too negative, but this game is just so fucking shitty. I just can't contain myself. And wait, we actually had quite an interesting development. Our lead somehow usurped the title of the Count of Desmond. That's interesting actually. And the only reason why I noticed is because I was looking at the map. You would expect that you would get some type of event about this type of thing. But the only events I get is about my wet nurse wanting to fuck me, or cancer shit about hunting events. These are the only events you get. You don't get anything political at all. You would expect that a fellow vassal being annexed and your king basically becoming, your high king becoming twice as powerful, but no, in Crusader Kings 3 those are details. Oh, here's your wet nurse dude. These are the only type of events you will be getting in this game. So, I just said that I am setting on this game too much, but then I get cancer shit like this. Like, check this out. I am getting a childhood related event, and it says that the kid just took its first steps. The kid is fucking 4 years old. Like, you are meant to take your first steps by the time you are 1. If a kid hasn't taken steps by 16 months, contact their healthcare provider. Like, what is this shit? Is this supposed to be immersive? That my 4-year-old just took its first steps? Like, how can a person who is not mentally ill see this event and not be instantly put off by this shit? I do not understand this. I do not understand what they were thinking. A 4-year-old kid taking its first step and it being presented as a flavor type of event for your family. Like, holy. Apparently, I can also imprison my court physician for being a fornicator. And that's a pretty common theme in this game actually, is that promiscuity rates are comically high. Because in the absence of any history whatsoever or any economic or political mechanics, the second best thing they can give you is just dude, sex, lomao, and constantly bombard you with shit like that. And apparently her lover is my fucking bishop. You would expect I would be getting some type of political event about this thing, like, oh, your bishop who is normally supposed to be chaste. I don't know if clerical chastity was still strictly enforced back then, but still, if not chaste, they are absolutely not expected to get into impious relationships like that. But I do not get any event about this, about a bishop fucking around and the political consequences of such a thing. No, I'm just getting events that my 4-year-old son is fucking walking. So I find it interesting how, because I am in debt, I cannot declare wars, but I can apparently still go to fucking hunts and shit and arrange all sorts of expenditures. Because they really worked on activities on their DLC, and I guess they didn't want to give you any difficulty whatsoever on starting them. Meanwhile, the very concept of declaring war while in debt is apparently a conspiracy theory. It doesn't exist as a possibility. So apparently the King of England adopted the English culture, which very interestingly, it is apparently a different thing from the Anglo-Saxon culture. This is yet another Crusader Kings moment. Like, don't overthink it. And I just want to complain again, I am getting bombarded by negative modifiers. Like, this one is debt related, so alright. But I'm getting bombarded with negative modifiers because of my steward's incompetence. But my steward has 12 fucking stewardship. Like, how much stewardship do you want? It is supposed to be... Like, here on the description it says average, but in my opinion it is above average. You don't very often see people with 12 stewardship. Like, all these people have a stewardship level far below that. So how can 12 be average? If for every 100 people you are better than 90 of them, then you are not average. You are by definition above average. But yeah, I'm kind of regretting not instantly putting my spy master to spy on things from day zero, because I missed on some potential income out of the rumors I could have gotten during those 2 to 3 years. But yeah, better late than never, I suppose. So apparently this guy is a witch. I am not exactly sure what I can do with this information, considering that he is politically irrelevant. So yeah, might as well ignore it. So it's been 5 years and this bitch still hasn't gotten pregnant. You know, not the best thing, because I could have gotten extra alliances if I had more children to marry around. And finally, I got a good fucking secret uncovered. Do you know how I said that promiscuity rates are ridiculously high? Well, this is a reflection of this. This guy is apparently, who is a count, is apparently on an affair with another count's wife. So yeah, I should be able to get a good amount of cash out of this. So let's blackmail him. 79% chance of acceptance. Excellent. And now I just ask him for money. And yeah, this is pretty much the entirety of my debt. That's great. And I like how I say this is pretty much the entirety of my debt, but I just noticed that I only make 0.1 a month. And this is again, remember what I said about the negative modifier spam? I have minus, like, these fucking cows, dude, like whoever designed this. Holy shit. Anyways, minus 20% taxes from bandits, minus 10% taxes from unused farmland, and minus 40% taxes for incompetent tax collection. So all this negative modifier spam induced by bad RNG pretty much, my steward wasn't that bad, has piled up to minus 70% tax rate and I'm barely getting anything. Finally, the wife had another son, so yeah, maybe I will be able to get yet another alliance out of him. What the heck? So unfortunately it doesn't actually appear that I will be able to get any alliances, unfortunately. And yeah, finally I am out of fucking debt. Some of the penalties that I had also expired, so I am finally making money. And yeah, I will declare war on him, and even if I can't beat him by myself, which I believe I can, I still have my allies to do my job for me. Plus I have more soldiers than him and he has no alliances, so this should be easy. So I just declared war and I think I will pick this guy actually. I am not sure if Holy Warrior is going to be working against insularism, so I'll just pick this guy because of his siege skill. And let's pray for the best. He is attacking me apparently. Am I winning? Yes, I am. Epic. So without being certain about which one would be the best, I really just studied economics just for the golden obligations perk. I will go for meritocracy. Maybe I will be able to use it against my lease. So I won there, but not by a very huge margin actually. And this guy's armies immediately recovered, like within a few ticks, and they are already attacking me. That's funny. And now that I noticed, it doesn't appear that this game has any such thing such as an organization or morale bar for your armies, right? Like maybe it's this one? No, I'm pretty sure this is the amount of troops you have lost. So yeah, this allows them to pretty much instantly re-attack at any point without suffering any inherent penalties from recent defeats. I captured this guy. Is he politically important? I'm not sure. No, he's not. This is the fourth fucking battle I am fighting against this guy. What is this now? Oh! So apparently the King of England is banging his sister. Remember how I said that promiscuity is off the charts with this game? Well, yeah. You can really tell how the designers of this game really hated history and didn't have the slightest interest in this period. So they just made this game into like medieval Sims or Monty Python the game. But yeah, this is hardly surprising. If you ever play Crusader Kings 3, this is like the norm. This isn't like a rare event. But yeah, I'm happy about this because it will allow me to get a very thick payout out of him actually. Let me blackmail him. Only 58% chance of success. Alright. He accepted. And yeah, let's get 60 gold only. That's pathetic, dude. Better than nothing, I suppose. So yeah, just as the siege was about to end, like I'm getting the not enough soldiers because you need 250 soldiers to besiege this place, but I only have 247, so I actually have to go back so my troops can replenish and then do it all over again. Truly epic. So another secret, this guy, who is a distant relative of the king of the English, is apparently homosexual and has a relationship with a soldier. And yeah, this is basically it. Coomer Kings 3. Nothing to do about history whatsoever. But yeah, I will get another payout, hopefully. Excellent. 28. I guess so. If I wait a bit more, I can get 50, but who cares? Now, get this. I already have things to be occupied with, like this fucking war, and I'm getting this as a important notification with a red background, as if it was an emergency or something. And the warning is that I can host a tournament, and the cost of the tournament is fucking 500. Like, what a joke of a game. Jesus. What the fuck, dude? It spawns on its own. Like, I just cancelled it and it spawned again. What? What is this game, dude? So, just as I am fucking occupied in a war and the Lord of Connacht is unifying fucking Ireland and I have a lot of things to be careful about, I keep getting these flavor events. Like, my son stole some clothes or something. Jesus fuck. But yeah, as for the strategy, the next step is for me to try to take the Earldom of Dublin after being done with this and after my bishop converts Ormond. So I just got the infirm trait, which pretty much fucks you up. It is among the worst events traits you can get. Because yeah, my character is 53, and according to the Paradox History Department, when you are 53, you are basically a 90-year-old man, according to the Swedes. This is how people used to age back then, in case you didn't know. So because I am sick, the game actually wants me, or recommends me rather, to... Oh, I got 50 for free. To appoint a heir. I just want to complain about this interface. Like, if this has zero functionality whatsoever. It is impossible for a normal human to see this and figure out what you are supposed to do with it. Like, Jesus, dude. So, I am thinking about appointing my wife, actually, which could actually be stupid, because she is actually not genetically related to my son and heir. So it could be that she will favor her own son instead, and potentially try to kill my son if I'm gone too early. But on the other hand, my son already has a few more years until he is of age. And let's be fair, like, this game probably isn't complicated enough to feature something like that. Like, here it says that her loyalty is selfless, though, so that should probably be it. She has the selfless modifier, therefore she will be loyal, and there will probably not be any more nuance to it. And another thing I want to complain about is that the game automatically picked a region for me, which should never happen in my opinion. It picked this guy, and because I pretty much changed him, it gave me a relationship malus, which is utter nonsense. He shouldn't have been a regent to begin with. I don't know why the game would ever automatically appoint a regent. It is beyond retarded. So after quite a long of a war, I actually fucking won this. So yeah, let's go. What is this? Legitimacy. So yeah, I finally got my first expansion, and I think I will be ending this episode here because it's already half an hour of an episode. I wanted this to be more like a 20-minute episode, but there were just too many distractions and bad RNG involved for that to be possible. My next target will almost definitely be Dublin. They do have an alliance with my liege, but I am not sure if they will be able to invoke it, considering that I am his vassal and I will be fighting an external foe. But yeah. So I checked out a few things about my liege, and apparently his alliance with France derives from the marriage of his brother, a 52-year-old man, with the Princess of France, pretty much. And putting the ridiculousness aside, it has been a childless union so far, and this guy will probably not live very long. He is already one-legged, so presumably he suffered an injury at some point. And yeah, in a few years at least he will be gone. And and with him also the alliance will disappear. And if I also got Dublin on the meanwhile, I will have a good core and amount of strength to potentially be able to challenge Connacht and Munster for the throne of Ireland. Anyways, lads, that should be it. Thank you for watching, and I will be seeing you on the next one.